making carnitas. So in my little spice bowl, I put in a tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 bay leaves, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. So I got this all nice and mixed up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread it out on my pork. I have 3 pounds of pork shoulder in here. Decided to make carnita tacos tonight with a corn salsa. I'll do the corn in a little bit, and I'll show you how to make that also. Try to get it all mixed up in there. Cover it all. All right, so what I did is I got my, and I want to do it in the Instapot today. I have my Instapot heating with some olive oil on the saute setting. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. And we're going to brown our pieces of pork. It's getting hot, but it's not hot enough yet. So I also chopped up 1 large onion and 5 cloves of garlic, but the garlic is roughly chopped. It's just smashed a little, and then it's roughly chopped. Also in there, when I put in the pork at the end, I'm gonna put in 2 nice bay leaves. I like bay leaf. I don't know why. It's one of my go-to spices. So we're getting nice and hot. So we're going to brown the pork. Don't overcrowd it. So when you're putting it in, don't overcrowd the pork. Come on, Quinn's filming today, so I have 2 hands free. Say hi, Quinn.
Hi.
You can hear that nice sizzle. We just want to brown it a little bit. All right, so we are on our last bit of meat. It's all nice and brown. So I'm removing it into a nice bowl. So you got all this brown goodness in there. So I'm going to take my garlic and my onions. 5 cloves of garlic. Oh, I forgot a piece of meat. Where'd that come from? We have everything, yep. Add a little more oil. I like olive oil. That's what I cook with. So you're just gonna saute this just a little bit, because the pressure cooker is gonna cook it. We just wanna get a little bit of flavor. And then I want to deglaze this pan with all these little brown bits. And remember, brown food tastes good. So all those little bits in the bottom of the pan is all flavor, which you want. And I'll show you how to get them off the bottom. I just want to cook this just for a few minutes. So while I was browning that, I wanted to show you my corn salsa, which I started. So I chopped up, it says a red onion. I'm not going to the store for red onion. I have white. So instead of 1 small white red onion, I did a half a white because it's a lot stronger. Cilantro, I chopped up a half a cup of cilantro. I have corn, frozen corn. Use that, it just needs to defrost a little bit. And then I don't have fresh jalapenos because we are on a stay put at home. So I'm just going to take some jalapenos out of my jar and chop them up for my salsa. My family, Quinn loves hot. Sophia does not like hot. So I have to be careful how many I put in here for them. So I'm just going to do a light chop on that. Not too little fine, so they can still pull it out if they want to. I would recommend anyone to buy a bench scraper. This is a must-use tool. I pick it up, I'll just put it in with my onions. Alright, so my onions are looking really good over here, my garlic. So I'm just going to take, I have 2 cups of chicken broth. So I'm just going to take a little bit and to deglaze the pan. And see, the bits are just coming right off. And you want all those bits. What I found with an Instapot too, you got to get all those little bits off, because your pot will say burning and then it shuts down. So we have, see how nicely that deglazed? That means it took off all those little brown bits, which are full of flavor. So our next step is we're going to put in our meat. Nicely brown. I wish you could smell it. It smells so good. Any juices that come with it, always put in your pot. We're gonna, oh, we can't forget the 2 bay leaves. And then pour in the remainder of the chicken broth. I need my lid. Put the lid on, make sure my valve is down. And I'm going to pressure cook this for 20 minutes. Oops, wrong button. Sorry. And then after it beeps for 20 minutes, I'm going to do a natural release of it instead of doing a quick release. So the natural release is going to be another 15 minutes. So we're just going to let that kind of cook here. And then I'll be back with my salsa as soon as my corn defrosts a little. All right, so our time is up. Let's look inside our Instapot. It looks pretty good. Now let's take out our pieces of meat. Seems very tender. Oh, the broth smells really good. Now, you're supposed to shred it and then put it under the broiler for a few minutes for it to get a little crispy. I'm skipping that step. That just seems like a lot of work. Oh, it's pulling apart real nice. I think this is chicken chick. What's that? Winner chicken dinner? So I think it's going to be a good one. So let's see. How we're going to serve this is, I did not get the little tortillas because we're in the house again. So all you're going to do, oh, and our salsa has been, look at all the juices that's been coming out of it. It's been marinating. It's delicious. You can put your tortilla down from the shredded meat. A little carnita taco. And you're going to put a scoop of corn relish. And if you have any kind of cheese, you can. But bon appetit. This is dinner tonight.